Hey you guys, Jess with Cotech Time here, and with 4th of July weekend coming up, I know I haven't been on here very much, making very many videos for you guys. So I love summertime, and in Minnesota it feels so short, so I spend a lot of time out at the lake, scuba diving. You've probably seen some videos of that. Um, but I definitely take fewer orders during the summertime, and I definitely make fewer cups. So this is my American flag cup. I did make this with double-sided adhesive. I do have a military mom badge that I put on the back. I made it look like a flagpole with my nail tape. That's what I use. So we are going to be making this cup, except we are going to do it with the Blue Line Police flag. You only need 3 colors for this, obviously, black, white, and blue. So I'm going to kind of walk you through how I did this. Once you wrap your cup, this cup to glitter literally might take 20 minutes top. So again, I love the double-sided adhesive. Now I've already wrapped my double-sided adhesive around my cup. I've done it previous videos showing you how I wrap them. I didn't do anything different. Obviously, I want to do everything I can to make sure that line is lined up. And then where my 2 white stripes are going to meet, I did put down just a little bit of masking tape where that seam is, just to make sure that I don't have any carryover. Now my first color on this cup, and we are just going to go around and push and make sure that we got all the air bubbles out and that there's none. The whole cup is going to be glittered, so if there are a few, it's not the end of the world. But all we are going to do is do our lines. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to come through, and the top one is going to be black. The next one is black as well. In order to make this template, what I did is I took a horizontal striped pattern design, and I made sure that I had 13 stripes that go horizontal, and obviously because the flag has 13 stripes. And all I did from that point is I went into my shapes. I took this square shape and I made it into a rectangle. And when I did the rectangle shape, I sliced it onto my template. Then I added the stars. I lined up all my stars, and after those were all good, I sliced them on there and attached everything. I do use Cricut for my designing. You can see how nicely that pulls off, and that is using I used Paper Plus on this particular one because I knew that I wanted those stars to stay and to come off beautifully. So I'm going to be using just a black, just black from Recollections. I think Recollections is sold at Michael's. And basically all I'm going to do is just douse this whole area with black. When I use my double-sided adhesive, I always go with my darkest colors first. This is on a painted white base. If you feel like you don't have enough coverage in your glitter, you can always do a second coat of color. I've been really pleased with the coverage that I've gotten, so I haven't really had to go in and do very many with a second coat. I have also posted a video where I've done the tack it method and then glittered the cup with whatever style I was doing. I think it was I want to say it was the Pendleton that I did that on. Just so it already had like a glitter base in it, and that one turned out really nicely as well. This video will go in 2 parts. After I get my first coat of epoxy on these, I plan on coming back with just a little bit of alcohol ink and distressing the cup a little bit. And you can see I kind of just dump it on and burnish it in. The longest part is pulling all your stars. I am so horrible during the summer because all I want to do is be outside, and so cups usually come extremely last in my life because I really want to enjoy the summertime. I don't know if anybody else feels that way about their cup making. Again, where my masking tape is, I'm just trying to keep that black away from that seam in order to not have as much carryover where that seam is. So I'm basically just pulling extra glitter down right now and filling in that row. Just saves because it's all going to get wiped off here with my fancy Walmart 50-cent brush. The only place on this cup where I'm going to be using Mod Podge is going to be on the bottom of the cup. I will make the bottom of the cup black, so I will use Mod Podge there. So we're just going to brush this off now. And I might as well stand back and just let it get on the floor a little bit. These fine glitters, as you guys know, they stick to everything, everywhere. We'll just grab a different piece of paper. We'll set this black aside and then fill it. It's back in my container in a second. Okay, first color is done. We're going to go ahead and add our blue stripe. So for the blue stripe, that stripe goes right below. I'm going to be using Midnight Moon. I purchased that from Royal Glam and Glitter. And I'm just going to dump this on. Just burnish it. I have yet to put it in a shaker, so we'll just put it back in the bag. No big deal. As much of this off my hands as I can before I touch my white. Okay. So, last bit that we're going to be doing is going to be the rest of the cup is going to be white, except for when I do my bottom with my Mod Podge, which I will do, and then I will spray this entire cup with a clear sealer before I epoxy it. For the white, we're just going to pull and this is just another bottle of Recollections. It's Snow, and I wanted to make sure that I had a white that didn't have a lot of that kind of pinkish color to it. Sometimes finding a very basic white is very hard. Whites and blacks, very hard sometimes. I know there's some really great ones out there that different glitter companies offer. And I did just order some, but I haven't gotten it in, and I'm patient, so. So that part's done. For the stars, we're just going to pull the stars off, and those will get white glitter as well. I know a lot of people are doing, you know, the flag cups for the 4th of July and things like that. So obviously, this isn't like a political post or anything like that. This is just, I have a great amount of respect for service members. My dad was Navy. My son is in the Air Force. One of my best girlfriends is a police officer. I've got family and friends who also serve in the military. So I am just humbled and honored to be a part of knowing them and in any way that they have me in their lives. So anything I can do to kind of just say a thank you, even if it is in the shape of a cup, always is just makes me feel good. So if you are in the military, if you're in work in any, you know, police, fire department, nurse, all of those essential workers, thank you very much for what you do. We appreciate it. The stars take the longest to come off, but It's not bad, I don't think, anyways. So for those of you that do watch some of my YouTubes, what about that boat that almost killed us, huh? Crazy people, just crazy. My husband and I have been scuba divers for a couple years now, and we are certified divers, and we just, anytime we can get near the water, on the water, we just love it. If you've never tried it, and you happen to love like the ocean and things like that, I highly recommend it. It's amazing. Obviously, be safe out there this summer. Crazy times, man. And I know right now it doesn't look like a whole lot of greatness is happening on this black because I'm not brushing any of it off, any of the white off right now. I'm just making sure I'm hitting up all my stars. I will take the dry brush and get the white off of this black. Again, once I am finished, I will Mod Podge and put a color of black glitter on the bottom. I'll spray it with a clear, and then I will put this on my turner with epoxy, and I will come back and finish the video showing you a distressed look that I'm going to put over top of this flag. Alright, so now all I have left to do is going to be so you can see that tape on this one. It worked on my last one. I had some carryover. Where my seams met. Not horrible. Obviously not desired, but she'll buff. Okay, so as I mentioned, it looks a little bit like a hot mess right now because it's covered with white. We are going to brush this off. I'm going to make sure all my stars sparkle, which they do. And 20 minutes, you guys. I did it. I do have a seam, so I probably am going to add right here like a blue flagpole, or I'll figure out what color when I do it. But this one, the seam did not show. So this one I won't have to worry about, but this one I definitely have a little bit of seam. Again, please flag, blue line flag. Thanks for watching, you guys. I will show you the next part when I get to it. Hey you guys, welcome back to part 2. I'm going to distress. I've got my first layer of epoxy on here, so I'm going to go ahead and distress them. I'm going to be using alcohol inks for these. I've got an alcohol ink I picked up from Walmart because now they sell it, and it's called just Cool Gray. So I'm going to see how that one does. And then I just have a black from Pinata and a gold from Pinata. So let's just see how this goes. I'm just using a dry brush for this. I'm going to start with the gray and just kind of see how that turns out. I just pour some out on a sheet of paper. And I'm just kind of brushing side to side with this. I'm going to come in with some black really quick and see how that's going to look. My black is almost gone, so I don't have a ton of it. I actually have to put this one on the cup. And come in with some gold. Again, I'm just pouring this stuff out on a piece of cardstock. And depending on how much distress you want, this is some white that I'm adding now. Just going to tone down some of those areas that were a little bit blacker than I wanted them. We have one not distressed and one distressed. And we're going to come in and we're going to do the other one. Add a little bit more gold onto this one than the other, just to see which one I prefer. I did not use any black or white on this one, just the gray from Walmart and the gold from Pinata. Okay. Now where my seam was, I think I'm going to go in and just add, try to hide that a little bit more. Right there. Find the other seam. That one wasn't as bad, so I can't really find it, which is good. It's a good thing. Good problem. Add some gold over it. I do seal my cups after I use alcohol ink. Some people do, some people don't. Find what works for you. But so I will seal this, let it dry, and then seal it. And I will do the same. And there you go. Thanks for watching, guys.